Folks, we are live. Welcome to what day is this? Oh, that's right. Gamer's Health. The lighting's a little bit off. I don't have my one light doesn't work, probably because I had to close the window because Super Filipino Karaoke Weekend is in full force.
From very early today.
Oh my god. TXG, welcome. Excuse me, Don, welcome.
Hello.
And yes, life does toss some curveballs. Curveballs. That's a curveball. A curveball, but I can't speak. Curveballs for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then TXG, yeah, dealt with one today. Not major, but screwed my day up nonetheless.
Aw.
So 1 second as I. Yeah, this.
Quench yourself.
I thirst quencher. So, let's see, do we have. Normally we start out with medical updates.
And it's been a pretty quiet week medically for
Yeah.
us because we've been away and had no appointments. So,
Yeah.
and thank God it's quiet that we didn't need anything in between. So,
Yeah. No, that was actually pretty good. No huge complaints on that front. Um, wow, Don, you can hear that. Oh,
uh,
yeah.
so what's interesting? We seem to notice a trend. A lot of Asian folks they tend to like the scorpions because it's been on several times. There's like at least two scorpion songs twice today.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Still loving you and the was it Winds of Change?
Could be. I'm not a huge Scorpions fan. Sorry,
I enjoyed it.
but it is fun watching or try listening to Filipinos sing a band that sang in English, but whose language was German. So the crossover accent becomes unique. We'll leave it like that. Oh man! So part of this is that Rach and I did a lot of what we did today, especially was work in the yard. We have what 6 earth boxes, two raised beds, and then one real large raised bed in the backyard here.
Actually, and then another raised bed with strawberries.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that one we don't have to do too much to.
Thank God.
We gotta get a little fertilizer in there, but it's looking, holy crap, amazing, amazeballs. But we had to get started last week. We on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
we went out to a place called Hicks on Long Island, and we picked up our basic vegetables. Yeah, so we got
And
tomatoes.
some
What?
herbs and that.
Yeah, but tomatoes,
Mm-hmm.
peppers, cucumbers, watermelon, squash. Am I missing anything? Oh, lettuce.
No. Yeah, I think you got it all.
Yeah.
And then the herbs we got were lemon verbena, and so I planted that in a basket on our fence, and then um, I saw calendula, which is like something that's really good for burns. Um, like I have a lot of aloe in the house, but like they say calendula, like that was something that I used during radiation and everything. So, I guess it's good for like all types of burns. So I said, well, let me grow that, see how that goes. And then we got the ginger mint.
Ginger mint. I was like, holy crap. By the way, Randall, welcome. And Unscripted and Unchained. Mutual Blood Wealth. Welcome too. So, we've been experiencing this karaoke
Since 11 a.m.
Yeah, it's 11 a.m. inside, but outside from like 1:30 we hopped out in the garden.
I think so.
And uh, the Earth boxes have their own covers. Oh my God. So this karaoke shit's distracted. Randall, can you find some Watts tomatoes named after my family? I never even heard of them. Really?
Watts tomatoes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. No.
What
Let's
did
see.
we
What
get?
did we get? We got. Let's see. The big ones were early girl, um, beef steak. I can't remember the other one. Big boy.
Right.
And then there was another one that looked more viney. That was like some Italiano thing.
Okay.
And then we have let's see, 100s,
Right.
some kind of 100, which I guess are cherry tomatoes, and then um, Juliet that are um, plum tomatoes.
So
Mhm.
we got a large amount of tomatoes. And the whole time we were out there, we had this karaoke going on. So that's the yard that is diagonally adjacent. Like if our yard was on the bottom, they would be like a diagonal yard attached to us. Uh, Unscripted. It can't be as bad as loudness. Japanese heavy metal bands singing in English.
Oh wow!
We are loudness. We sing for you. They were on U68 back in the day. U68 was videos, but it wasn't videos that you would find on MTV. These were like cover band videos.
Okay.
Often they
Mhm.
weren't bad, but yeah, we are Loudness was one of the bands because you because they would do like intros filmed in New York City.
Oh.
And usually it was like a band going into the subway on 116th Street because
Oh.
that was like the definition of New York City was 116th Street in Harlem. So watching a bunch of rockers go into the subway station on 116th Street was uh, making your band legit.
Well, because they came from something,
Something
and they knew what it was.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know either. I was just trying.
Oh, and by the way, folks, it's getting a little dark here in New York City. So now, every 20 to 30 minutes, they're going to sing happy birthday over over the karaoke mic, but they sing happy birthday because there's this, I guess, urban legend that the cops can't shut down a party for noise if it's a birthday party. So all of a sudden, you're listening to this crap. All of a sudden, they kind of go, "Happy birthday to it!" You don't never know who it's for, and you'll have a weekend of this. But the happy birthday song becomes a very familiar trend,
Mm-hmm.
and I find that amusing. I really do. It's like, oh my god!
Oh, and we had to tell them about our dinner.
I'll tell about the dinner.
Yeah, so we were out in our yard working all day, planting and getting our beds ready and doing all that stuff. And the folks next door were barbecuing. And
Now this
so
is actually next door. Okay, these aren't the diagonal. They are next door on like the opposite side.
we share an alley.
We share an alley. A fence down the middle of the alley, because remember, fences make the best neighbors, especially in an urban environment. So go ahead.
No, you go ahead
No,
and say.
no, I just wanted to.
Yeah, so and this is all like after like my dog was out there and like she's complaining to me about the smoke from the grill because she's like getting the earth boxes ready, and she wouldn't leave my feet. And they were like, getting everything started over there. And then the dog, like, she jumps into an earth box as I'm digging. And she jumps up here. And then I smelled the smoke. I was like, oh, and she's shaking like a leaf. I'm like, oh, you're bothered by the smoke. And I wasn't sure. They were pretty close because the doors are pretty close. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, so then I took her upstairs. And then, like, after they were done cooking everything, they made a plate for us.
Which is very sweet. Now we don't know these neighbors. We've seen them, but we
see them, and like the children always say hola, and we always talk back. And
Hispanic neighbors, and we have Hispanics on the one side, we have Chinese Americans on the other. Language barriers throughout all of this. I will certainly say that. Even the ones that do the karaoke, they do their karaoke in English, but they seem to prefer to speak in Tagalog, one of the Filipino tongues. So, which is probably why they're so off key. But I'm just.
I don't think the language makes.
Yeah, I just think the Filipino and they're off key.
Oh,
I'm just saying, Richie. I'm just saying. But it's very. We do aside from the karaoke folks, which might be fine people when they're not being obnoxious. Our neighbors on the other side are very sweet. We actually have to avoid our Chinese neighbors sometimes
because she'll give us too many things.
Yeah.
She'll give us too much.
It's so right.
And sometimes things that just aren't things that we
like. I don't know. Like we don't make fish head stew. So if you give us a huge bag of fish heads, it's gonna go in the garbage. We'll take it politely. We have taken it politely, but it's gonna go in the garbage.
One time last summer, you're like, "No, Rachel, no, it's fish." I'm like, "Oh," I'm like,
and
I was like, "No, we don't eat."
Yeah, no. But we have a case. I don't know if you saw it. There's a case of Coca-Cola in the basement.
Oh, okay. She gives a lot of drinks. She likes to give, like tea and different things, and that's yummy. That's nice.
Tom, good neighbors are good. Mm-hmm. Neighbors who do not care about how they disturb others is shitty. Yeah, and actually, that one the house that this is coming from has whoever's lived there over the decades has generally been not a good neighbor. It's just
traditionally that's how that house has been.
Yeah,
I remember having a party here one time, and then there was a fight over there. They were having a party too, and a fight broke out.
Yeah, and parties over here are quiet things.
Yes, we sit in the yard and we chat. Have a few drinks.
Yeah, we got music playing on like a little Bluetooth speaker. These folks have an outdoor pool table, not a pool table.
They still have.
Well, who can tell right now?
I know they have that
tarp up.
It's like a small tent.
Yeah, the length of the yard, Rachie.
I guess they want us watching their party.
They're watching me from their second story window. I know it. They're looking at me. We gotta change this. No. But I mean, could it be worse? Yeah, it could be worse.
It could absolutely be worse. They could be violent.
Yes. So.
Which I've had before, like people that threaten to burn stuff down, and like that's never.
No, that's not.
The next week, I was like, okay, I gotta find a new place to live. And it wasn't directed at me; like it was directed at the landlord, but it was not nice. Like,
well,
oh shit, we're all gonna die tonight when we go to sleep.
I happen to live in the place that you want to burn down. How will that play out? Not so well, I suspect. But it certainly could be worse. Now we didn't plant everything. We still have one of our. We have
the zucchini, 4 zucchini and 4 watermelon. And then we have the ginger mint.
Right.
And then we just have like the echinacea and the peonies
All right, so we need to get
and the dahlias up front.
more soil for the remaining raised bed. Now we got I've seen this. The earth boxes have their own covers. Okay, it keeps weeds from growing, keeps the soil moist. It actually is waterproof, but the water will drain into the earth boxes, and you can fill them through these spouts with your hose. It's a pretty good deal. Johnny, welcome. But the other raised beds that we have, like last year, I love our raised bed in the back with my sciatica bending over it sucks. And I'm glad that Rachel's got to be here. It's got to be my hands. She gets to be my hands for the lower,
especially for the earth boxes.
Yeah, because they're low. But the other stuff is high, and it's pretty cool. And but we were like last year, we were out in the raised bed weeding like twice a week and never keeping up. I mean, it tells you the soil is great, the location is great, but what a pain in the ass. So I got a covering, which is a netted material kind of, and it's the exact width of the larger raised bed. So all I had to do was just lay it out, trim it, and then put the pins in to hold it in place. And then when you plant it, you cut a hole for the plant you're putting in there, and it's going to retain water, to retain moisture better, keep the soil warmer, and also keep the weeds out. It's a win-win.
Mm-hmm.
And for the smaller beds, their width is exactly half that of the larger one. So I cut one to length, cut it down the middle widthwise.
Yeah, that's
and now I have
so
it
good.
ready to go for tomorrow. So I can't complain. I really can't complain. It's a nice,
so nice.
It's a nice solution. Now in our front, we have let's see, raspberries.
I'm gonna get one more azalea.
Yeah, we have raspberries on the one side by the stairs, and then by the alley, we got multiple raspberries bushes that we've planted over the last 2 years that have survived and are coming back. We got Rachel's sunflowers that she started inside.
Yeah, we put them in the ground.
We have our orange mint survived and is coming back pretty strong.
The strawberry
Sorry,
down the side. I don't know if the orange.
You're right. Orange
or ginger lasted last year because of all the competition in the front.
Yeah. Our front yard it's a beautiful yard in the spring. It's got bulbs galore. It is one of those yards that you like picture perfect. But it also keeps you from having stuff that you want throughout the growing season. So we're working on it. We're trying to build a balance. So
that it'll picture perfect during all season.
Yes. I want the picture perfect yard. Well, maybe not during the winter time, because New York City, the one advantage of the yard is that when you shovel the snow into it, it doesn't turn yellow. Because your other snow in New York City turns yellow.
Oh, that's true.
Just, oh my God! Right now it sounds like they're killing a young Filipino. I'm just saying. It doesn't sound like music. Doesn't sound like singing.
Yeah, I was complaining just a little bit ago when I came out of the shower. I was like, oh, "Wow, it's the Scorpions again!" And I think the person is so tired from singing it. It sounds like Mickey Mouse, like you know how when you sing from here, not from down here, you burn your throat out. It sounded like Mickey Mouse singing Scorpions. Poor thing.
Done. Sounds like a bag of wet cats being spun in a dishwasher. Oh. Oh my God.
I mean, it's funny. Like, I feel like maybe it's just different friend groups that come because some of them are really terrible, and then there's like some that are like maybe more Hispanic, and they like. There's one guy that sounds like Mark Anthony, and he's better than a lot of the other ones.
Right. Oh, and
Yeah,
then there's this weird. I haven't heard her today.
the cackling hen.
The cackling hen. Yes. Oh my God. That she has that laugh that gets right into your head, and it rolls around like back and forth, like loose machinery. And all you want to do is like rip your eardrums out because it just doesn't stop echoing in your fucking head. It's it'd be a great sound effect for a horror game. It's like you hear it, like everybody runs. She's coming for you. But oh my, it just never ends. The NYPD is worthless, I tell you, they're worthless. Uh, all right, so I don't know what. Here's the problem with that karaoke too. You hear songs that you want to recognize, and then because of the bad karaoke, your brain actually goes, "This makes no sense." You recognize the chords.
Right, there are some things that maybe are um you get this a lot in our Thai restaurant. Like a lot of the stuff, like they want it to sound American,
Uh,
and then it's just that close, but then you never fully recognize it.
it's like it's you're right there, sir. You're right there, but not quite. And now somebody's crooning. Oh my God! All right, so in any case, hey, listen, this is how to pivot for adversity, right?
Yeah.
How to deal with what life's little curveballs. I mean, honestly, right? Rach and I got a curveball on Friday. We came
Oh
back
yeah.
and we came back from breakfast.
It made us leave our azalea in
Yeah,
the,
I come back from breakfast and then I look at my phone because I get that email notification goes bing, and I look and then I see my attorney and he's like, "Oh, you know that retainer that you have with us? I think you're going to be using it earlier than you'd had expected." Because I was like, all right, I got a retainer. I got an excellent law firm. And I was like, I'm going to use them for like legal questions. It's like, I got a whale and retainer. I got a question about this
Let me check
contract.
into that. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me reach out to Dan. Well, uh, Dan reached out to us, and I was like, an appeal? I was like, well, yeah, you could appeal, but then you'd actually have to have a legal standing to appeal on.
Or a case.
Well, I mean, and I hate
that might help.
and I hate to say it like that. Well, actually, I do like to say it like that. Um, Part of the appeal process is to, hey, we're appealing, and the judge got it wrong because they didn't file a precedent. The judge got it wrong because they interpreted a rule wrong. Not the judge got it wrong because they ruled against me. That's not a reason for appeal.
Because they were singing my bullshit.
Yeah. So you got to actually come down with an actual reason. And I struggle to find a legal one. So and now what I do find to be amusing as all fucking hell, as in I can't believe it's not butter, in the sense that Bernie Kleinman, opposition counsel, no disrespect to Bernie when I say this, but Bernie has remained true to form. And in his appeal, he has a typo saying that the judge who made a decision on April 17th, 2024,
Oh, why would he change the course now?
right, instead made it in 22,124, something like that. He threw another digit in there. And by the way, if you're going to argue that the judge screwed up, I think your initial filing should be spot on perfect. And yeah, no, that's women fit check has donated $10. Thanks for your donation. Okay.
The hell?
I don't know. I didn't know it was open for donations on Twitch. If so, awesome. Uh,
Huh?
they we go. I don't know. I guess I'll have to find out later.
Yeah, we have to see what does that mean.
I don't. I add the Twitch in because it's there. Uh,
Oh, it's like a super chat?
yeah, maybe.
Oh.
I guess so.
Interesting.
So, with the Tower Games, sounds to and looks to me like Bernie does Justin's editing for his games also.
Nah.
Oh, that's just cutting to the quick, man. That's really cutting to the quick. Again, if you are going to submit something to an appeals court, I would say it should be perfect. It's like a paragraph. And if you can't successfully, I mean, Bernie admittedly did submit it at 6:55 in the morning. So,
I guess he's more productive in the morning.
I mean, maybe he wasn't fully awake and cognizant. I don't know.
Hmm.
But, climbing that mountain. I didn't know you were on Twitch. I'll subscribe.
Oh.
Yeah, listen. I only used the Twitch. Did it recently with the live streams because you know what, views are views, and especially with Gamers Health, the more people that we can touch, so much the better. It's better for everybody. So, um, the email was certainly a surprise, but it wasn't a total surprise because it wasn't like I can't believe this happened. It was kind of like, oh, all right. Well, considering the source, not a big surprise. It's like the sky is blue. No, it's not. It's purple. No, it's actually blue. Mom, tell him the sky is purple. No, the sky is blue. Dad, tell him the sky is blue. Gonna keep looking till they get the answer they want, or till they go blue in the face.
Well, yeah, I think that's more the
yeah. I think that's what we're gonna deal with here.
But yeah, in a lot of ways, like a child.
Right, but here's the thing: did it disturb me for a few minutes? Certainly. And then I said, "All right, let's walk the dog. Let's get the dog walked, and let's keep." We weren't gonna miss a beat. I'm not letting this shit.
Well, you don't let any of it stop you from taking care of yourself.
Well, yeah, but even to be much of a distraction,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, it is. Lived with it for 18 months. I can live with it for another few.
All it is just like, oh, we get to have another celebration.
Right.
When the court says,
well, maybe
we're not taking the case. Sorry.
Yeah. Or even better if they go, oh, yeah, we'll consider it.
Yeah, I think you owe those Stinas some money.
You know what? We've never actually taken that to the appellate level. Let's, you know what?
Yeah, that's what a lawyer said. He said, let's give it a try.
Yeah, nothing to lose. We're already going to be filing the paperwork. So, but life is going to throw you curveballs.
It'll do something good for the law, or
right,
help people out.
It could.
It could really be good.
We could set precedent.
Yeah,
got a chance to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But and again, that's you make. What do you do with lemons, right? Well, you make lemonade. That's what they say. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And I always went, that's bull fucking shit.
Well, you acknowledge that it's full of shit stuff, and
right.
But yeah, it's like that's what awesomeness is coming around the corner,
I mean, like right now, I'm working with Don and Tom and getting Blades and Sorcery out to the world. Whether it's the light rules, whether it's going to be the full rules, we're working on it all. And I feel good with this whole process. So, yes. Oh, the case isn't, fully dealt with. All right. That's going to take up a little bit of my energies, but it's not going to stop me from putting my energy into a project with me and my friends to get something good out there into the gaming world. All right? It's not going to distract it. I mean, the anonymous email that Don got um, is laughable. It really
All
is.
of them are. I mean,
Well, all of them are, but it's laughable because if you expect to buy somebody's integrity, um, that was a real cheap price to try to buy somebody's integrity.
yeah, that's a pretty low bar there.
Yeah. So Don,
It makes you wonder, like, would that person just go for 60 grand like that?
yeah.
Like,
So Don,
yeah.
he was doing this as Justin refuses to ever admit he is wrong. He will waste money to just make a point. Ego and hubris is something else.
Mm.
Well, and here's the joke, right? I mean, this could go to the Supreme Court. No, it can't.
No.
The Supreme Court would laugh their fucking asses off.
A case that already got dismissed because it's bullshit.
Right.
Nobody did anything. And then to demand that it goes to an appeal, like the appeals court is just going to be like, fuck off,
Well, here's the thing.
And then like, if you don't get it to an appeals court, it's not going to the Supreme Court. I can't see the Supreme Court ever saying, yeah,
this is the case
it sounds really important.
We want to take the case of Lois, aka Rachel. Oh, yes.
Oh yeah. Oops. Her statute of limitations ran out. Oh, well, maybe we don't want to take this case.
No. Listen, I think what it's going to come down to is they're going to read the decision, and they're going to read the decision that the judge made, her order, and they're going to go, what?
This judge did the best that she could with this pile of shit.
She dotted her I's,
yes.
She crossed her T's, and every reasoning she used was using precedent.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what grounds the appeal is going to be on. The I feel butthurt because I lost is not a ground for appeal.
I guess it depends on who you ask.
I guess.
With BK, have it your way.
Bernie Kleinman, you got more money for me? All right. I'm sure we can appeal. I will make sure my paperwork is perfect. What? I put the wrong date in?
You rule.
Well, that's to make them. They gotta respect Bernie Kleinman. So you respect the date that I gave you. All right. I have no idea how Bernie talks. I just see the name Bernie Kleinman, and I suspect he sounds a bit like a Bernie Sanders, like the other Bernie. And I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know, but I do know. Because here's something I gotta say: if you are going to be sued or get into any kind of legal action, don't be a lazy fuck. Be an active part of your case, your suit. Read the paperwork, not just what's going out, what's coming in, what your opposition is filing. Don't just be the lazy one saying, well, if they need me, they'll reach out to me. Keep in contact with your legal counsel. And if you notice something that is in a filing from your opposition and you think of something that's important, but don't go, oh, but maybe my attorney already knows. No, bring it up. Because you know what? The more heads involved in this, the better. And one of our attorneys actually, said to us fairly early on, it's like, I'm really happy that you're our client because you're very involved in this process, and not only answering questions, but bringing stuff up that maybe they wouldn't have thought of on their own. Your perspective as the person in the box is unique. Don't don't let it go to waste. I will say that. That's just general
Hmm.
advice in this legal process. Nobody can see what you can see when you're the one that's got the target on them. So make sure you're an active part of your defense. So when you pivot, right? When something you expected, I mean, it could go as far as like last night with me pouring a pint because you got to drink your wine, but pint. But hey, just saying. But I clumsily knocked a glass of wine over last night. Oh, and of course I nailed Rachel's iPad a little bit. I mean, because who doesn't, right? I mean, that's what life is going to give you, right? It gives you wine. It's going to give you a whiny iPad, and I grabbed it, went down right away. You use nice white towels to wipe up that grape juice. That it wasn't really wine; it was grape juice. Okay, to wipe it up. But we actually got a good laugh out of it. We actually got a smile out of it. All right, because the situation was so absurd. It was just like, all right, so laugh about it, and I mean, keep that line. You come home and you know, hey, somebody in the family doing whatever work just killed your blackberry bush by putting bricks on it. Not gonna say who.
Did that happen
Yeah,
today?
no, in the past.
Oh, okay.
Um, you can get upset and mope about it. You can say, "Hey, this is what you did," and you're gonna get the answer of, "Oh, there was something there." Because some people, if you're a gardener, right? If you're somebody that works in your garden, you know almost all your plants, right? You know everything is everywhere. You
You know,
know
you
what?
put where you put like
Yep.
certain plants,
So,
living plants.
yep. Um, so, um, other people who might be using the garden for other reasons like storage, might not have the same appreciation, and you might need to focus them a bit. Now, that being said, we have so many blackberry bushes in our backyard now. You could, park a school bus on them, and it wouldn't make a difference. They just go around it.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you get a school bus into our yard, but if you could, because here's another thing to learn. All right, like here's a pivot. We go out earlier in the week to work in the yard, and I'm like, holy crap! There's like two full blackberry bushes that have grown up in our raised bed because the blackberries are nearby, and blackberries. I don't want to say they grow like weeds, but they are.
They spread like mad.
Yes. I was like, what do I do? Can't leave them in the bed. So, all right, we're gonna go to the Poconos for a couple of days. I'll just trim them, dig them out, put them in a bag, put some paper towels in the bottom of the bag with some water, plant them in the Poconos. I didn't go, oh shit, I gotta cut these out. Now, what am I gonna do with them? Throw them to the side. Not gonna plant more into the yard. Oh my god, I could still. If you live in the New York City area and you're looking for a blackberry bush, I could probably give you one if you're willing to pick it up. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Our they are Raspberries spread slowly, blackberries spread very fast. So if you do want to plant blackberries, by the way, plant them in a section of your yard that you don't plan on using for anything else. Because give it like we planted these what 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah. And last year they were insane, and this year they are truly insane. Don, yes, you are paying literally hundreds of dollars an hour. Use the service to its fullest extent.
Yes.
Yes, this isn't like just set it and forget it. Okay, if you have an attorney, their job. Okay, I couldn't recognize the song, but in any case, their job is to advocate in your best interest. And the best way they can advocate for you in your best interest is for you to be a part of the process and give them the knowledge and information and the insights that allow them to advocate for you, to protect you. All right. And as a side note, don't ever skimp on legal protection. All right, don't go. Oh, this attorney will do it for $199.99 an hour. Look at the record. No, don't skimp. Okay, and think something else on that level is probably don't rely upon the attorney in the family to uh, be the one to bail you out.
Mm.
Okay, because I'm going to say this, and I think it's good advice, but it's along the levels of it. You get what you pay for. If you're looking to have an attorney work for you for free because they're a friend or they're your cousin, well, guess what? You're going to get the work of an attorney that's not getting paid. You're not going to be a priority. You're not going to be their focus. They're not going to put in the effort they putting in when they're normally getting their full rate of what 450 an hour,
Mm-hmm.
400 an hour, and you're paying them bupkis and expecting them to cover costs. Uh-huh. So yes, the attorney that you choose to represent you is more important than I think whether you're right or wrong. Well, you being right or wrong is important. Don't get me wrong. You should always be in the right, but uh, you need a competent representation to ensure that the court sees that you were in the right. And if you get lackluster representation, you're gonna get lackluster results. Um, the elk is here because I'm trying. I'm growing. Try growing Saskatoon berry bushes.
Mm.
They are hardy, and Saskatoon berry jam is so delicious. It's sublime.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of it either. Actually, to tell you the truth, I didn't. I wonder. It
Wow.
might be something we'd have to, or you're not going to get that at a local nursery. I can guarantee that. But maybe
Maybe.
Burpees are one of those online nurseries.
Oh.
Uh,
Maybe it doesn't grow here, and that's why we
it's
wouldn't
not
get it.
cold. New York City, I'm sure it's cold enough.
Oh.
I'm sure we could do it. Go out there, put a few ice cubes out in the summertime, cool it down. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure. Uh, Don says about my comments very true. Yeah, you know, it's the whole saying, right? Of penny wise, pound foolish. You can pinch pennies, but if you're not spending the money that you need to maintain your house, all of a sudden because you were being penny wise, now you got to replace your oil heater.
Yeah.
Well, that fucking sucks, right? But you weren't, or whatever the case may be. And the pivot on that one is to do the maintenance, do that up front. Don't pinch those pennies for. Wow, your feet are good, Reggie. She found one of my little magnet pieces. And these are the magnet pieces that aren't very strong, because the strong ones are illegal in New York State now.
Oh, because they don't want the children to swallow.
Yeah, these. Hold on a second. This is illegal to sell now in New York City, so you can own it, and I own it. But because it is so strong, magnet wise, uh, the little kinders can swallow it, and then two little magnets are going to go up and pinch up and knock him out.
Hmm.
Randall Porter, a former boss, told me it's good to be a lawyer. It's better to own one. Again, I have a excellent law firm on retainer, and the fact that I have them on retainer tells you that I wasn't going to be surprised, right? Isn't that the whole point to this whole process, right? Um, it's easier to pivot when you're expecting an opportunity. Kitty, what are you doing?
She's licking the plastic paper stuff.
What fell in there that is so exciting to you?
Something must smell really good.
Oh, jeez. All right. Don, Eric and Rachel have to scoot. We're going to the park and see if we can see the northern lights this evening. Okay.
Oh, wow. That's really exciting.
Yeah, I read something about that online on one of the websites that the northern lights are going to be visible in some locations today. So that's exciting. And Kitty, I don't understand why.
What is that?
It's a steak. It's a plastic steak. You can't eat no plastic steak, girl. It's not a real steak. We got real steak from our neighbors today.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't allowed to have it. I'm sorry. No, no steak, no pork, no chicken for you. Sorry, girlie.
Mm-hmm.
She's obsessed. So, I'm trying to pivot with all this karaoke going on. And listen, like there was one point where I had to reprimand my better half over here. And why did I reprimand you, Rach?
I was singing along.
You can't sing along with bad karaoke. And the reason is you just encourage it.
That's what I was fixing it.
You're just encouraging. You're encouraging your neighbors to be obnoxious fucks. Never encourage the neighbors to be obnoxious fucks. They might do so on their own. Don't give them encouragement. Wow. And yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing about handling life's curveballs is you get right back in the batter's box and you get ready to swing at the next pitch. All right, you can't let it knock you on your ass. You can't let it force you to sit out. You can't let it distract you and say, "I'm not going to do this," or "I because of this." Oh wow, race. There's an appeal going on. You know what? That whole blades and sorcery deal, man. I got to put that on hold.
Fuck that.
I just can't, man. I just can't. I can't focus, man. I can't focus. I'm not made for this.
Well, you know what? When it gets to the Court of Appeals, it's not in our hands anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I have no influence on this. It's going to be my attorneys. And if somebody goes to me, hey, we're going to pick a team for your school punchball game. Who do you want? Do you want Dan or Bernie?
Dan all the way. He's the man.
All right. So if I had to pick an attorney to represent me in front of the Court of Appeals for, I guess, the Northeast, I don't know how it works.
The
Um,
Second Circuit.
yeah, for the Second Circuit. Um, I'm very happy with my representation. And I am very happy with the posing. I couldn't ask
For a
for
better one.
better opposing on the other side. So
Yeah, what you trying to get?
I gotta say that if that isn't a bit of a pivot, I don't know what is.
Mm-hmm.
Again, finding the brighter side of an otherwise, I guess, less uplifting, slightly dark situation. What is it? The Monty Python song? Always look at the bright side of life.
Yeah.
Be-doop, 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 be-doop. And yes, I know there are a bunch of fucks online. Yeah, man, that Tenkar's channel isn't bad, but sadly it has Tenkar on it and his voice, that New York accent. Well, sorry, it's where I was born, raised, and spent 20 years policing. That New York accent is going to be about as, I don't know, authentic an accent in my case as you're ever going to get on anyone. So, can't
Yeah,
change
I
it
mean,
and don't want to.
what should he sound like? A fake douchebag, you know?
I could sound like a fake Southerner who's only lived there for a
You
few decades,
could.
but
I could sound like Southern Belle.
you look like a Southern Belle, right?
I do.
You're blonde.
Oh.
Oh, but you're not bleached.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, I'm not trying to insult any Southerners. But if you identify with this, maybe it was being sent in your general direction. I don't
What is that? You're trying to go for that.
Yeah.
You just might be a redneck. If you...
Randall Porter, I spent 5K. I spent 5K on my. I'm guessing your attorney. Well,
Oh.
Randall, this isn't going to be a complete secret to most people, but at this point,
You were lucky.
yeah, you get out cheap. I spent 140K on a lawsuit for nothing.
Yeah, because there was no case.
You know, and the judge actually granted our motion to dismiss, and the motion to dismiss is now being appealed. So,
and still it has no case.
Now, when your representation, and like I said, we had good, solid representation. When your representation says to you, "Listen, I mean, this was really you should never have been in this situation," and we feel bad, so we're waiving the last month of fees, and we're giving you a 5K retainer for any future use. I don't think they were expecting this to happen, but I'm glad that we had it. You know, there's money does not grow on trees. And 140K certainly it was doable, but not without affecting future spending and plans. So just saying that I have no regrets though of the law firm that I hired.
Not at all.
And I've said this before, and I'll say this again, just to stress this point. My law firm, when I told them the situation of what was going on, I was talking to Dan in our first conference and explaining what I do for our hobby in our community. And he's like, well, "You're a journalist. You're an investigative reporter to a large extent." I'm like, "Yes." He goes, "And they want your sources." I go, "Yes." "And your confidential information." I go, "Yes." "Are you considering giving it up?" I go, "If I did, there wouldn't be, I wouldn't need you. But no, I'm not going to give it up." And I told my sources I'm not going to give it up because that was the reason why they would talk to me. And he was like, "Well, good, because if you would consider giving up your sources, we could not represent you. And if at any point you change your mind and say, hey, I want to give up these confidential conversations
Mm-hmm.
that I had as a journalist. If you want to do that, we won't stop you, but we won't represent you. The moment you come to that, if you ever come to that decision, because we are going to stop representing you at that point. And I knew I found a law firm that had
Yeah.
morals, had a moral compass. All right.
I
So
wanted to protect you and your integrity.
yes. So again, I am not a perfect
Mm.
person, and I will never claim to be perfect. And if I make a mistake, hopefully I own up to it. And owning up to mistakes is never easy.
No.
But I didn't make mistakes here, and I still, keep the confidences of those who speak with me about what's going on in the industry, and I am not going to submit to demands, legal or otherwise, to give up my sources. And this is just, you know, a furthering of that. So, as I said before, thank you for the support. It,
Mm-hmm.
it is it is what keeps us going. Okay, it really is. So, God bless you all. Um, Thank you for joining us on this ride. It's easier with good company than it would be if we were taking this alone.
Absolutely.
And I've also said this before, but I would not know Don and Tom and their spouses as I do if it wasn't for this horrible situation that Rach and I found ourselves in. And that is a blessing. And strangely enough, I owe an individual in North Carolina that blessing. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
they intended it. I'm pretty sure they didn't. But that is what happened. And I wouldn't change it for the world. So on that note, folks, thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully, our next one will not have the cackler's back, Rich.
There she goes.
Maybe she was out during the day, but the cackler.
Well, yeah. I guess she had to wait till she got off work.
Oh my God. All right, folks. As usual, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. We'll be back again next week. Oh, by the way, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Yes.
But we'll be back again next Saturday. In the meantime, we have live streams coming up Wednesday and Friday of next week. And I'll be guesting on, it isn't tomorrow, a week from tomorrow, I'll be on DM Bloodworth's channel.
All right.
All right, folks. Catch you all later.
Thanks again.
Be
Take
good.
care.